The fall that changed everything. A vibrant woman, barely 70, standing at the edge of her garden, her hands trembling as she reaches for a rose. One misstep, one heartbeat too late, and she's on the ground, her hips screaming in pain, her pride shattered. That's not just a fall, it's a wake-up call, a silent scream from your body that says, "You're losing me." For Emily Harper, that moment wasn't just a stumble, it was the day her life teetered on the edge of surrender. I'm Dr. Thomas, a physician who's spent 35 years unraveling the mysteries of the human body, and I'm here to tell you Emily's story not because it's unique, but because it's the story of millions of seniors who feel their strength slipping away, night after night, without knowing why. If you're over 50, or you love someone who is, you've felt that quiet fear, the dread of losing the freedom to walk, to hug, to live on your terms. But what if I told you that the key to reclaiming that freedom isn't in a hospital bed or a prescription bottle, but in something as simple as 7 vitamins, taken at the right time? This isn't just science, it's a lifeline, and Emily's journey proves it. Welcome to Living Fully After 50, where we don't just talk about aging, we talk about thriving. Grab a coffee, settle in, and let me take you through a story that's equal parts heartbreak and hope. By the end, you'll know exactly how to fight back against the silent thief stealing your strength and how to win. Part 1: The Day Emily Fell. It was a Tuesday in October, the kind of crisp Virginia morning that begs for a walk in a garden. Emily Harper, 69, was no stranger to her backyard oasis. A retired schoolteacher with a laugh that could light up a room, she'd spent decades tending her roses, each bloom a testament to her patience and love. But that morning, as she reached for a particularly stubborn weed, her legs buckled. She hit the ground hard, her hip bruised, her wrist sprained. Her neighbor, hearing her cry, rushed over, but the damage was done not just to her body, but to her spirit. When Emily limped into my clinic the next day, her eyes told a story her words couldn't. "Dr. Thomas," she whispered, gripping her cane, "I'm scared. I used to chase my grandkids around this garden. Now I can't even trust my own legs." Her voice cracked as she described the falls 3 in the past year, each one chipping away at her confidence. She wasn't frail, she was fierce, a woman who'd raised 2 kids alone and never backed down from a challenge. But now, she felt like a stranger in her own body. As I examined her, I saw the signs of sarcopenia, the age-related muscle loss that sneaks up on seniors. Studies show that after 60, you can lose up to 3% of your muscle strength every year, not because of aging alone, but because of missing nutrients your body craves, especially at night, when it rebuilds. Emily's diet was solid salads, chicken, the occasional smoothie, but like 93% of adults over 65, she was missing key vitamins that her muscles needed to survive. Her blood work confirmed it: deficiencies in magnesium, B12, D3, and K2, among others. But more than the numbers, it was Emily's fear that haunted me. She wasn't just losing strength, she was losing her dreams of gardening, of dancing at her granddaughter's wedding, of living fully after 50. Part 2: The Silent Thief in the Night. Let's step back for a moment to understand what's happening. Every night, while you sleep, your body is a construction site. Your muscles, battered by the day's activities, enter a repair mode driven by your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest branch. This is when microscopic tears heal, when protein synthesis rebuilds tissue, when inflammation is tamed. But without the right nutrients, this process grinds to a halt. Your muscles don't just pause, they shrink, night after night, until one day, you can't stand without wobbling. A YouTube video I came across: seniors, take this before bed or your muscles will keep disappearing, laid it out plainly. 7 vitamins can stop this silent theft. Backed by studies like one from the University of Palermo showing a 34% boost in muscle function with magnesium, or a Tufts University report linking B12 deficiency to 39% of muscle weakness cases, these vitamins aren't guesses, they are science. But for me, as a doctor, it's not just about the data. It's about patients like Emily, whose lives hang in the balance. Let's walk through her journey, vitamin by vitamin, and see how we turned her story around. Part 3, the fight begins, a vitamin by vitamin battle. Magnesium, the calm before the storm. We started with magnesium glycinate, 250 milligrams, taken 30 minutes before bed with a glass of warm water. Magnesium is like a lullaby for your muscles, soothing tension, and powering enzymes that stabilize hydration and oxygen use. Without it, muscles cramp, dehydrate, and weaken overnight. Emily had been waking up with leg cramps that left her hobbling. "It's like my calves are staging a revolt," she joked, but the pain was real. After 2 weeks, she called me, her voice lighter. "Dr. Thomas, I slept through the night, no cramps. And my legs don't feel like concrete in the morning." A study from the University of Palermo backs this. Seniors taking magnesium glycinate saw a 34% improvement in morning muscle function. For Emily, it was the first sign that her body could fight back. Mini story: Frank's Midnight Miracle. I think of Frank, a 73-year-old carpenter who came to me with cramps so bad he'd wake up cursing. Skeptical of fancy vitamins, he only tried magnesium after his wife insisted. A month later, he grinned, "Doc, I'm sleeping like a baby and swinging my hammer again." Frank's story shows that even the toughest skeptics can be won over by results. Vitamin B12, rewiring the circuit. Next, we tackled Emily's B12 deficiency. Vitamin B12 is the spark that keeps your nerves talking to your muscles. As we age, stomach acid drops, blocking B12 absorption from food. Emily's shaky balance and heavy legs screamed deficiency. We started her on 1000 mg of methylcobalamin, taken sublingually an hour before bed to bypass digestion and fuel nerve repair during deep sleep. A month in, Emily noticed a difference. "I'm not tripping over my own feet anymore," she said, her eyes wide with surprise. A Tufts University study found a 49% improvement in nerve-muscle coordination with B12. For Emily, it wasn't just about steadier steps, it was about reclaiming trust in her body. As Helen Keller once said, "Although the world is full of suffering, it is also full of the overcoming of it." Emily was starting to overcome. Mini story: Clara's dance floor comeback. Clara, a 67-year-old widow, came to me after a fall at her book club. Her B12 levels were rock bottom, and she felt like her legs were on strike. After 6 weeks of methyl B12, she sent me a video of her twirling at a community dance, her smile brighter than a disco ball. Clara's joy reminds us that strength isn't just physical, it's emotional. The turning point, a near miss. But Emily's journey wasn't all smooth sailing. 3 months in, disaster struck. At a family barbecue, she misjudged a step on her porch and stumbled, narrowly catching herself on the railing. Her heart raced, not from the near fall, but from the realization that she wasn't out of the woods. "Dr. Thomas," she said at our next visit, her voice trembling, "I thought I was getting better. What if I'm not?" That moment was a gut punch for her, and for me. It was a reminder that progress isn't linear, and that we needed to double down. We reviewed her regimen and found a gap. She'd been inconsistent with her vitamins, skipping doses when life got busy. As Benjamin Franklin wisely noted, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. We tightened her routine, making her bedtime vitamins as non-negotiable as brushing her teeth. And we added the next key players. Vitamin D3, the muscle igniter. Emily's vitamin D3 levels were low, a common issue that's far more than a bone problem. D3 is a hormone that activates genes for muscle growth and fast-twitch fibers, which prevent falls. A Swiss study found that low D3 doubles the risk of severe muscle loss. We prescribed 2,000 IU of D3, taken after dinner with a spoonful of peanut butter for absorption. Nighttime is critical because D3 fuels protein synthesis during sleep. By her 4-month checkup, Emily was climbing her porch steps with less effort. "I feel like my legs are waking up," she said, her confidence growing. Her grip strength had improved by 18%, measurable progress that felt like a victory. Vitamin E, the silent protector. Vitamin E was next, a shield against oxidative stress, the nighttime damage that erodes muscle cells. We chose 400 IU of natural D-alpha-tocopherol, taken on an empty stomach before bed. A University of Arkansas study showed it reduces muscle damage markers. Emily noticed less soreness after her walks. "I'm not dragging by noon," she said, her energy returning. Mini story: George's golf game revival. George, a 71-year-old retiree, came to me after his golf swing started fading. His vitamin E levels were low, and muscle soreness was holding him back. After 2 months of supplementation, he texted me a photo from the green, captioned, "Back in the game." George's comeback shows that vitamins can restore not just strength, but passion. Vitamin B6, the protein powerhouse. Vitamin B6, in its active P5P form, helped Emily's body turn dietary protein into muscle tissue. A European Journal of Clinical Nutrition study found that higher B6 levels preserve 22% more lean muscle mass. Taken 60 minutes before bed, it boosted her repair process. Emily started feeling stronger during her morning yoga, a small but empowering shift. Vitamin C, the collagen cornerstone. Vitamin C, often dismissed as a cold remedy, is vital for collagen production, which keeps muscles dense and resilient. Emily took 1 g of liposomal vitamin C before bed, and within weeks, her joint aches eased. A British Journal of Nutrition study showed a 67% lower risk of muscle loss with high vitamin C intake. For Emily, it meant less pain and more movement. Vitamin K2, the calcium commander. Finally, we introduced vitamin K2, MK7, the mastermind that directs calcium to muscles and bones, not arteries. A Nutrients Journal study found a 55% boost in muscle mitochondrial efficiency with K2. Emily took it with a dab of coconut oil before bed, and by her 6-month visit, her leg strength had improved by 35%. She ditched her cane and was planning a garden party to show off her roses. "I feel like I've stolen time back," she said, her voice thick with emotion. Part 4. The Climax: Emily's Triumph. The real turning point came at Emily's granddaughter's wedding, 7 months after her first visit. She'd been terrified of the dance floor, haunted by memories of her falls. But that night, something shifted. As the band played a slow waltz, Emily took a deep breath, grabbed her son's hand, and stepped onto the floor. She didn't just walk, she danced, her steps steady, her smile radiant. The crowd cheered, but for Emily, it was more than applause. It was proof that she'd won her fight. "Dr. Thomas," she told me later, tears streaming, "I didn't just dance for me. I danced for every moment I thought I'd lost." As Maya Angelou once said, "You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated." Emily wasn't defeated, she was unstoppable. Part 5. Other Lives, Other Victories. Emily's story echoes in others I've treated. Take Martha, a 68-year-old baker who thought her days of kneading dough were over. After starting magnesium and D3, she was back in her kitchen, her hands strong enough to shape loaves again. Or Henry, a 74-year-old veteran who regained the strength to salute at his grandson's military graduation, thanks to B12 and K2. These stories aren't miracles, they are the result of giving the body what it needs. Each patient teaches me something. Martha showed me resilience, Henry, pride. But Emily? She taught me that hope is the spark that ignites action. And that's what I want for you, watching this on Living Fully After 50. You're not just a viewer, you're someone with dreams, with strength waiting to be unleashed. Part 6. My Reflections as a Doctor. In my 35 years as a doctor, I've seen the body do extraordinary things when given a chance. Emily's journey reminded me why I chose this path, not to fix what's broken, but to unlock what's possible. The science behind these vitamins is rock solid, but it's the human impact that keeps me going. When Emily danced, I saw more than a patient recovering, I saw a woman reclaiming her life. The original video's urgency struck a chord, but I believe the message is deeper. It's not just about preventing muscle loss, it's about preserving joy, independence, and purpose. As John F. Kennedy said, "We are not here to curse the darkness, but to light the candle that can guide us through that darkness to a safe and sane future." Emily's candle is lit, and yours can be too. Part 7. Your Action Plan. Ready to start your comeback? Here's how to make these vitamins work for you, based on Emily's success and the science. 1 magnesium glycinate, 250 milligrams, 30 minutes before bed with warm water. Avoid food for maximum absorption. 2 vitamin B12, methylcobalamin 1000 mg sublingually, an hour before bed. Let it dissolve fully. 3 vitamin D3, 2000 IU with a healthy fat, e.g., peanut butter, after dinner. 4 vitamin E, D-alpha-tocopherol 400 IU on an empty stomach before bed. 5 vitamin B6, P5P takes 60 minutes before bed with water, not food. 6 vitamin C, liposomal 1G on an empty stomach before bed. 7. Vitamin K2, MK7 take with a small amount of fat, e.g., coconut oil, before bed. Pro tips: take fat-soluble vitamins, D3, K2, E, with a healthy fat for up to 70% better absorption. Space out calcium, magnesium, and zinc by at least an hour to avoid competition. Choose active forms, e.g., MK7, methyl B12, for efficacy. Make it a bedtime ritual, like locking the door. Stay hydrated to help vitamins reach your cells. Part 8. The deeper lesson: what Emily taught us. Emily's story carries 3 lessons that I carry with me. 1. Your body is listening. Even at 69, Emily's body responded to the right nutrients. Yours will too, no matter your age. 2. Courage fuels change. Emily's near fall could have broken her spirit, but she chose to fight. Your courage can rewrite your story. 3. Strength is freedom. Emily didn't just regain muscle, she regained the freedom to live fully. That's the real prize. As I wrap up, picture yourself a year from now. Stronger, steadier, chasing the life you love, whether it's gardening, dancing, or simply walking without fear. That future starts tonight. Take 1 vitamin, make 1 change, and watch your body respond. For living fully after 50, I want to hear from you. Are you battling weakness, or have you found a supplement that's helped? Drop it in the comments, and let's lift each other up. If this story moved you, hit the like button to share it with others, and subscribe for more tales of triumph. Emily did it. You can too. Let's make tonight the start of something new. See you in the next one, and keep living fully after 50.